Good evening. I hadn't planned on recording twice today, but something's come up that's really important to me. It's really important to all of us, really, and it has something to do with something that's really very personal. That's blood and platelet donations. We would not be having this conversation if it wasn't for the generosity of countless individuals, some of whom I knew and know, and many of whom I didn't know, many of whom who responded to a plea for blood and platelet donations that probably was responsible for saving my life as well as the lives of many others. Thursday last, we were at the City of Hope for a normal follow-up visit, lab work, blood work. I blogged about it. We talked about it. And I don't remember whether I mentioned this or not, but one of the things that occurred that was really disconcerting was that for the first time, there were A-frame signs on the campus documenting the serious need for blood donations and platelet donations, and actually calling out the numbers, the critical numbers that were needed. I'm not a big fan of reading stuff, and you're about to find out why probably, but especially this late in the evening. But I will read this because it was forwarded to me by a really dear friend of mine, person who is responsible to a large degree for the success of the donations, the blood donations that kept me going throughout my transplant, my early transplant recovery. And it begins this way. The City of Hope patients need our help. Federal agencies want blood donations to continue. 2 federal agencies are urging people in the United States to continue donating blood during the coronavirus pandemic. The U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, and U.S. blood banks are urging blood donations and trying to calm fears. They said in a statement that coronavirus does not pose any known risks to blood donors during the donation process. Dr. Peter Marks, director of the FDA Center for Biologics Evaluation and Research, said Americans need to start turning out in force to give blood. The push comes as blood centers are seeing cancellations of drives and significant drops in donations. ARC said 300 blood drives in the United States have been canceled because of coronavirus concerns. That translates to about 8,000 uncollected blood donations, the group said. The FDA and HHS said the cancellation of blood drives means that they are unable to keep the blood supply adequately replenished. We need it to prevent blood supplies from being depleted. We need it not to get to the point that surgeries are having to get canceled, Mark said. That's something we absolutely do not want to have happen. To ensure an adequate blood supply, we need people to come out and donate blood. The FDA said there have been no reported or suspected cases of transfusion-transmitted coronavirus, and the virus poses no known risk to patients receiving blood transfusions. It is safe to donate blood, said Admiral Dr. Brett P. Gerard, Assistant Secretary for HHS. Part of preparedness includes a robust blood supply. Healthy individuals should schedule an appointment to donate today to ensure that blood is available for those patients who need it. Kate Fry, Chief Executive of American Blood Centers, said, which collects close to 60% of the nation's blood supply, urged people to donate before things get worse. Blood donors are needed now more than ever. We cannot wait for the situation to intensify further before taking action, Fry said. The blood supply cannot be taken for granted, and the coronavirus only heightens the need for a ready blood supply. I can't stress the immediacy and the urgency of this message. I know what it means to have that blood supply present. I know what it means to have platelets and blood available, when having it available is the difference between life and death. So if you'd like to book an appointment at the City of Hope Blood Donor Center, please call 626 218 7171. That's 626 218 7171. If you can't donate at the City of Hope, because you live out of the area or because you're someplace else you can't do it, please donate at any local blood center. The need is critical. And all of us who have benefited and all of those who will benefit in the future appreciate that generosity more than you will ever know. Thank you.